Back in the fall, we began talking about going on an adventure weekend in the 2020 Toyota Sequoia TRD-Pro. With winter fast approaching, we decided that instead of going off-road, we would take a foodie adventure, just like many parents taking the family SUV to escape the kids for a couple of nights. Our home base for the weekend would be the Drake Motor Inn in Wellington, just steps away from the mothership Drake Devonshire. If the name sounds familiar to Toronto residents, that's because this is the same group behind the wildly popular Drake Hotel. Guests at the Drake are welcomed with smiling faces and a cozy vibe that instantly makes one feel at home. Our own space for the weekend was the #1 King Suite in the Motor Inn, which offers a fantastic combination of modern hotel design and old school motoring. You drive right up to your own private patio, complete with bistro chairs and table and a hanging swing chair. The room itself is unique, having two entrances. The front door naturally leads straight into the living space, but the back door leads from the room towards a common area adorned with more pop culture, games, and morning coffee. It also includes a Drake commissary vending machine that offers up a variety of stuff, including film for the Polaroid camera sitting on the nightstand. Another neat detail is the river that runs right underneath the building. Don't worry, you can't hear it from inside the room. Dinner at the Drake Devonshire is a foodie's delight that starts with a walk past the open kitchen where chefs are accustomed to welcoming inquisitive guests. The dining room, which is just a few feet from Lake Ontario, somehow manages to feel like a small cabin in the evening despite the high vaulted ceilings. Our meal was spectacular, from the charcuterie board featuring house smoked fish right through to a dessert grazing board centered around a warm, sticky toffee pudding that was to die for. I have to make a special shout out for the sausages stuffed with fontina and mozzarella cheeses that rank as some of the best sausages I've ever tasted. After a restful night's sleep, the common room coffee is a perfect way to start a day exploring the county. Our first stop of the day was a visit to our friends at Hawley Crescent Catering at their new county kitchen in Milford. Kind of off the beaten path, they offer top-notch food in a pretty cool space. Milford is also worth visiting, in season at least, due to the Black River Cheese Company. From there, we sort of tootled around the county aimlessly until we saw a roadside sign for the Kinsip Distillery. What looks like a lovely old-school Ontario farm is actually the only distillery in the province which grows all of its own grains. Returning to the Motor Inn, we enjoyed a much-needed nap before walking past the outdoor fire pit and community hockey rink to visit the Midtown Brewing Company. We enjoyed a few pints and some wood oven pizza with friends, then returned the following morning to enjoy one of the best breakfasts we've had in ages. No visit to the county would be complete without a visit to the lovely by Chadsey's Cairns, a winery named for the original farmer at the property who, legend says, erected stone cairns to guide his spirit home after taking his own life in 1905. It's great fun to walk around the Pioneer Cemetery on the property and imagine the lives of those who founded the Wellington area. We had heard that an off-the-beaten-path gem was nearby, so we pointed the big green Toyota north along a narrow gravel road with signs indicating no winter maintenance that led us to Grange of Prince Edward. Reminiscent of a century mill, the winery guest center sits next to a babbling brook. Even in winter, it is clear that this place is special. Like most seasonal tourist areas, the county tends to be pretty quiet in the colder months, which makes booking a choice property like the Drake Motor Inn much easier than it might be in high season. It also means that some wineries and restaurants might have abbreviated opening hours, but the ones that are open really have the time to welcome travelers with open arms and spend some one-on-one time talking not only about their products, but about life in the county and other places to visit. Even the roads are empty, making the sightseeing aspect of the winter trip even more enticing. Even though most spots in the county are family friendly, Wellington is a perfect destination for mom and dad to have a relaxing, romantic weekend getaway. So pawn the kids off with the grandparents, throw an overnight bag in the SUV, and head to the county. Thanks for watching. If you aren't already, please consider following the Garage Guy on all the usual social channels and have a look down below for the links to all the places that we visited.